Good evening and welcome to our special meeting on redistricting in Caldwell County. And so at this time, I will just go ahead and turn this over to our county manager.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm going to share a screen now. So you can look up here. Yep, you can look up here and you can see what's being shared. So the first thing I want you to look at is how the districts used to be. I've given the board handout on the numbers. And as you can see, the numbers are in line with the proposed districts version 2, like they were in somewhat in the first proposed districts that you saw. They are in line with the 5% that we've talked about several times. So if you'll look at this is what our districts currently are. These are the districts PTRC initially proposed that we go with. We held a special meeting. The board gave several directions on how they would like to go. At the next Board of Commissioners meeting, I informed the board that because of some of the shifts in population throughout the county, we were experiencing a difficult time in making the districts conform to the way the board had said they wanted them. So without further ado, I'm going to share the screen for that I've currently proposed after all the changes that the board said that they would like to see. That's page 3 in the packet of the maps that I've given you. What you see is the 2 majority districts, or districts 3 and 4, that's yellow and blue. District 3 has 4,504 residents. The minority population is 2,302, or 51.11%. In District 4, you have 4,506 residents, 2,264 underserved population, to bring you to 50.24% minority. The other directive was to make sure each commissioner was placed in a district. So as you can see, each commissioner is placed in a district. District 1 for Commissioner Chairman David Owen. District 2 is Commissioner Carter. District 3 is Commissioner Jeffries. District 4 is Commissioner Hall. And District 5 is Commissioner Ostreicher. District 1 is green. District 2 is pink. District 3 is yellow. District 4 is blue. And District 5 is orange. So at this point in time, I'm happy to answer any questions the board may have. Or if you see something abnormal on the map, I can zoom in so you can get a closer picture of what Yanceyville may look like.
Yeah, do that. Come up 158 now.
So here's 158. You can see my cursor.
It goes all the way up to what before it changes on the phone?
It, well, there's not a hard stop for it. It's just it's really just a census tract line. This, yeah, it's really just a census tract line.
But West Janesville and West Janesville is in two, right?
That's correct. This is all two.
Like on this District 4 is gonna be the least amount in it.
District 4 has 4,506 people. District 1 has 4,493 people. So District 1 is the least populated district. District 5 is the most populated district.
Like District 3 now, does it come up on 86? I can't see it.
So,
Right on that.
so here is 86 coming down through here. And you can see the yellow starts here. So it does run along one side of 86 up there. And as you come down, it's on both sides of 86. Until about Nix Road. At Nix Road, it switches over into District 5.
I'm going to go down 86 top of the hill, you know, that.
So Commissioner Carter, you see that District 1, the district I'm in, is shifted right. And you see that your district now runs up to the northern border. Mhm. If you can see on that, see all that peak goes on.
Oh, yeah, I see, because on the other mine went south, now it's going north. I reckon Mr. Rand have a choice, he can run against you or run against me.
When I put together the map and looked at the different districts this time, it was keeping every commissioner in a district was very difficult. You can see that there's some very narrow portions where it really only connects by maybe one census tract. And if that census tract goes one way or the other to another district, then you have residents cut off at that point in time. When dealing with the majority districts, you can see we're already at 50 and just over 50% and 51%. I can show you that when using these tools, when you basically go around to each minority tract in a minority district, you can see that there's 164 total population in that census tract, and 110 of those are considered minority populations. And as you go around, this is a little bit different. It's 31.08% minority. But as you go around, most of these census tracts are majority, minority, and the tracts on the other side are the opposite. So making even slight changes at this point affects the minority majority standing of the district. Is there anything that the board would like to see in more detail?
I tell you, it looks so much better than it did to them. My district now is kind of like a snake running all the way down this way and that way and all the way. It's right here, like tighten it in, you know, each day. But I think I had part of Prospect Hill, Leesburg, Ansel, Providence, I had.
Yeah, Commissioner Carter, your district kind of went all over the place in the current districts. And I used to question why that was. Now I don't. I understand exactly why that was. It was because to get the numbers right, the districts had to be placed in wherever the numbers would work out.
So did you get some of this information back from PTRC? I mean, yeah. Were they able to get back in touch with you today, or was it yesterday?
They got back in touch with me yesterday. They updated the map with what we've been working on. They updated the map and made some corrections. I knew when I presented them with the data that I had that it wasn't completely accurate because the tools that I had to work with would not work from the historic courthouse. And I found out today that that's probably because of a firewall issue. I ended up going to Co-Square today to work, and all the tools work perfectly as they should. So we believe it's a firewall issue at the courthouse that's preventing the tools from working properly. So they sent me back a version that did not have overlapping census tracts and made some additional corrections to it too. When they did that, the districts were still somewhat out of balance. They were at 7 and 8% difference in population. So I went back in and made some additional changes to get them within the 5% population variant that we needed.
So have they approved this? I mean, has this been approved by them?
No, and it won't be approved by them. It's the Board of the Commissioners that approve it. The Board of Commissioners approves your electoral districts. The Board of Education approves their own electoral districts. And PTRC is helping the Board of Education redraw their electoral districts as well.
Okay, what I mean, so this satisfies the Piedmont Tri-County government.
This satisfies the statutes we're required to follow.
Yeah, so there's a couple guidelines that you have to follow. The districts need to be congruent, meaning they all touch. You can't have one little section up here that's not connected in any other way to your district. The populations need to be within 5% or should be within 5% if possible of all the other districts. I think right now we're somewhere at about 4% difference between the most populated district and the least populated district. So it meets those tests. Ideally, you would like to see the districts a little bit more compact than what they are here. But with the requirement that we place every commissioner in a district, I don't think that's possible. And the reason that's not possible, if you'll look at, let me go back and start another map. If you go back and look at District 2 in the first proposal that they gave, where there's not a current sitting commissioner in District 2. District 2 is one of the most heavy populated districts that we have in this southwest corner. Very, very, very heavily populated. And because of that, the population density created some issues too when trying to reformulate districts. But that's one of the reasons that PTRC put a district there without a sitting commissioner in it, simply because it was so heavily populated.
Is Commissioner Hall seeing this?
No. I'll go back to the other map.
I mean, it's not, for him, it's not horrifically different. It's probably changed it the least from the initial proposal,
Probably so.
geography wise. So was Commissioner Hall attending tonight, or do we know?
I had treatment today.
No,
I can certainly meet with Commissioner Hall one-on-one and go over the data and the maps with him before the public hearing that we're proposing.
When is public hearing?
Not this coming Monday, but the following Monday. November 1st.
Yeah.
It will be a morning public hearing. So problem is we're required to have all the data in to the Board of Elections. I think it's by the 17th of November, but there's a lot of work on the back end after the board approves it that has to be done. There's a lot of work that we will have to do as staff. And there's a tremendous amount of work that the Board of Elections staff will have to do in re-entering addresses and things like that. And you can see this is a drastic change from what we saw before. So
When will it go into effect?
it will go into effect for the upcoming commissioners election.
2022.
Oh, that's just around the corner. That's in December.
Filing.
Right. The filing period is exactly the reason that we have to have this into the Board of Elections and let them draw or input the data into their computer systems
You should have had some of it right there.
before the filing period starts.
That's kind of what you get. So this, yeah, that's the one
When's the filing period?
we're
Second,
looking at.
second week in December, Steve.
I have no idea.
When's the filing period? Second week.
I think it's either December 2nd or December 4th.
But there was some discussion whether that was going to be that soon. I thought.
I'm not sure, to
I
be
thought they
honest
were
with
gonna
you.
push it into January, but I'm not sure.
I'm not positive.
Do you have any idea?
I hadn't heard nothing.
Just rumors, nothing,
The rumors you heard were into January?
that it could be pushed,
Yeah.
but I'm not seeing any more chatter written or hearing anything else about that, so I don't know that it is. So I guess does anyone have any real hard issues with what we're seeing? We just got to remember, no matter what we do, we got to stay within those limits, and we're never going to get a perfect for everybody. It's just impossible with our population spread that we have.
I'd like a gasoline allowance.
You got it. It's in the expense budget.
That all south side, too.
And most of the east side.
But if there are no really major issues, then I guess you need to meet with Commissioner Hall and Commissioner Dickerson will need to see these, and we'll plan on having that public hearing at that meeting. Did you say that was
November 1st.
November 1st?
Well, do we need to,
And then I'll regular meeting.
that assumes Commissioner Hall has no major issues.
Right.
I mean, do we want to have a big discussion on November 1st, or do we want to have another special meeting if
So,
Commissioner Hall has an issue?
I think the manager can beat Mr. Hall, Mr. Dixon.
well, I just wanted to point out,
Really
Commissioner
care about Dickerson, Not involved.
Commissioner Dickerson just sent a message to the chat saying that he was online and he was watching the meeting.
Okay.
Thank you, Commissioner Dickerson.
Allow him to talk,
Who's that?
so he can talk if he wants to.
So by the way this is drawn, I am now in the same district with Commissioner Owen.
Yes, your residence would fall in Commissioner Owen's district.
Interesting.
Dude, I need to have this blank. Mr. went down in blank.
With this shift to the right, yeah.
What was it before?
Twice it did south side.
I was on the left side of Blanks Road, but
Oh, okay.
I didn't go this far down.
Can you,
I have a question.
Can you blow that thing up a little bit, Ryan?
Sure.
Go ahead, Commissioner Dixon.
I'm trying to look at this map, but I had to join in on my phone. Is Shady Grove Road, what district does that fall into?
If you're going towards Pelham, the right side will be in District 2, correct?
Help me.
I got the west side.
It's off 86.
Yeah, going up. All right, whoa, all right, you see,
That's a boundary line. Wait a minute, let me look at the road.
Shady Grove Road right there. That's the
Okay.
road. So everything on the right side, if you're driving towards Pelham, appears to be in Commissioner Carter's district. And everything on the left side appears to remain in District 1.
I'm going up to
Until
Pelham.
you get right to into Pelham or into that area.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Otherwise, I've gone from southwest to northwest, right?
Yeah, there were a lot of changes,
Yeah.
a lot of changes.
Where yours was all that going the other way, and that's all that going that to the north, to the west and north.
What about the Pelham Fire Department, that in your district?
I think this map isn't big enough for me to. To really tell. Let's see.
Can you blow it up with Ryan, we'll see the Pelham Fire Department in my district one day.
It will be in yours. In that old 29 there. Right there with it.
US old 29, yes.
So that would put it in your district.
And of course, Long Road being mine too.
Phone, I see it better.
Frank, can you send us this map?
Yes,
So we can blow it up and like you're doing now. I don't necessarily mean right now. I mean,
I can probably do that Monday. I don't have the capability to export this into an emailable format right now. The ArcGIS software will let you do that. Unfortunately, I don't have the ArcGIS software. I'm operating off a web browser to do this work. So I can have PTRC do it on Monday. Just export it to a file that's more like,
you can't do it tomorrow.
no,
So here's the law.
that's more like this.
Got both sides. This
I gotta share it. I'm sorry.
left side. Both sides.
That's more like this that you can, with your,
Fire department, something.
you can use Adobe to
What about Providence?
zoom in and zoom out.
Providence Fire Department. That would be named now in mine.
Okay.
It's right inside the road.
Yeah,
You got Providence now.
yeah. According to this one, yes, Providence Fire Department would move into mine.
Providence moving and yours and Pelham moving in mine.
That's the way it looks to me.
That's fine. I go run by, you know, they Pelham had Steelville first. I go run by Steelville.
Got one next there.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
4 or
or
5 courts.
all the same too.
I gotta get some.
I did too.
Huh,
I did too.
that's good Steelville. I used to get 1, 4, 6 courts.
All right. Anything else that needs to be addressed, you think, in the maps? If not, I see no need for us just sitting here. Let's just make sure everybody. All right, well, I guess we'll need to adjourn. So we'll need a motion, I guess, to adjourn. And we will proceed to, county manager will proceed to meet with Commissioner Hall as soon as he can. And unless something changes, or depending the outcome of that conversation, we could end up needing to have another meeting. If not, we will have our public hearing on the first meeting in November.
Well, we're gonna go ahead, if it's okay with the board, we're gonna go ahead and advertise for the public hearing to be on the first.
All right. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Uh,
We now sit adjourned. Thank you.